Welcome to the John Jay and Rich Afterwards podcast featuring enigmatic superstar.
Oh, that's very, I wish.
Songwriter, a rising force. He's like the American Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, I would. You know what? I'll take it. Why not?
Alec Benjamin.
Hi.
So the last time we hung out for reference, in fact, we'll cut to a video clip. We hung out. You and I hung out.
Yes.
At my next door neighbor's recording studio.
Yes, sir.
And recorded one of your songs.
Yes.
And did you ever hear it?
I did. Yes, I did. And I watched the video.
It sounds really good.
It sounds great. I had a good time. I remember I was wearing pinstripe pants at the time.
Fashionable.
And, I was more fashionable then than I am now. But I had a wonderful time with you guys.
You've been through, since we've talked last, I think you've been through, 2 or 3 different record companies as part of your journey too, right?
Yes. Well, I had been signed to one label and then I got dropped. And then I've been signed to Atlantic, but since we met, I made 3 albums. So this is one was a mixtape. So technically this is my 2nd album, but it's my 3rd body of work. Then I'm about to start making my 4th. So, and then we've
You're
also
prolific.
been through a pandemic as well.
Did you write a lot during the pandemic?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any COVID songs?
I do. I wrote a song called 6 Feet Apart. I met a girl that I really liked. I was on a dating app, and I met this girl, and I really liked her, and we went on some dates, and I guess I got too excited, and I wrote a song, and then I sent it to her, and she never called me back.
What?
So that's got to be a sucky
I feel
song
like
if she'd have
that's
gone.
Stop. I feel like if somebody writes you a song, you just have to marry him.
Oh
No.
I mean, I didn't want to get married, but
It depends on the song, really. I mean, if you write it the song was called 6 Feet
it was
Apart.
called
that you wrote?
6 Feet Apart.
How's it go? Give me a little.
The chorus was like, "Oh, I miss you most at 6 feet apart when you're right outside my window, but can't ride inside my car." And then the next part is like, "And it hurts to know just how lovely you are and be too far away to hold, but close enough to break my heart. I miss your smile. Feels like miles 6 feet apart." I thought it was sweet.
And
I
so
like
when
it.
just take us back to that moment when she decides that you guys are not a thing.
Oh, well,
Was it a text?
I don't know when she decided, but
How was it
it became
communicated?
apparent to me when I never heard back from her that
So you
the
just got-
decision had been made.
You got ghosted, totally ghosted.
Unilaterally. Yeah, it happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never get salty about that stuff because, she doesn't owe me anything.
Right.
It's all good.
I mean, you did write her a song. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, but she didn't ask for it.
I wonder what her version of this is like. This guy didn't work out, but I got this song.
Yeah, well,
from him.
it's maybe she didn't even hear it. That's okay. I did it because I wanted to, not because I thought anything of it. So it didn't. I mean, it would have been nice if she said thanks, but it's okay.
As a prolific songwriter, though, as you are, you write a ton of stuff.
I try to.
Super talented, and you're very, very unique with the way that you write songs. How much do you equate getting your heart broken with a great song?
Well, it doesn't. You don't necessarily have to have your heart broken in a romantic sense. There's a lot of things that are heartbreaking to me that are, that I write about that are not, romantic in any way. I feel during the pandemic, you asked me if I wrote, and I wrote a lot because there were a lot of things that were happening in the world that were upsetting to me. I'm not really very political at all. But I remember when my mom was saying to me, she was so sad that, you forget all the little things in life that you did that make you feel like a human being. She couldn't get a haircut for a long time, and then you start to realize your hair's growing out, and you're like, well, I need to, be groomed like I feel, but you can't, you're inside. And then I remember, some of the politicians in California who were making us stay inside when got haircuts.
Were you here in Arizona? Because your family's from here, right?
Yeah, I was in California, but I wrote a song called "Nancy Got a Haircut" about Nancy Pelosi.
You're pretty on the nose.
It was it was heartbreaking to me when she did that. Because not because I agreed or disagreed with her policy decisions, but just because on principle, if you ask people to do something, then
be a person of the people.
You should do that too, and that was heartbreaking.
Sure.
So I think that heartbreak is a part of songwriting because when you feel something deeply, it as a songwriter, hopefully it compels you to take action and write a song.
But I think you're different anyway, because we've hung out a little bit, and I think you're a very empathetic human. Maybe too turned way high on the empathy level.
think so?
I think you must feel a lot and it
sometimes
hits you.
too much, yeah.
And does music
Well,
is
maybe I think you do too.
well, that's why we relate to each other probably
Definitely.
too. Is that something that is cathartic for you when you can put it out in a song that maybe
Yes, because the feelings sometimes are so intense that when I put it into a song and I feel like I've turned it into something that will have utility for other people, or because it's either beautiful or for whatever reason, it makes me feel like the pain was worthwhile.
That's a bold statement right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if many people feel like the pain is worthwhile. I think a lot of people just sit in the pain and say, that sucks.
Well, if that's how you handle it, then it most likely isn't, or at least for me, like if it's gonna hurt and I'm gonna feel it, then I might as well make something out of it, as opposed to just sort of letting it. I mean, there are times where I do let it win, but when I'm able to write a song about it and put it in the past, it feels like I've won, and then I can sort of like look back and I rationalize it as like, well, I'm happy that thing happened because otherwise I wouldn't have this song,
Have you heard? I think it's Willie Nelson that said, "The greatest music in the world was written because somebody's not with their first love."
Okay, yeah, that's
So,
that's
like-
true. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the like I love you, you love me. Who cares? But I love you, you don't care. Great song.
Yeah, true that. I think that's probably true. I mean, probably some good songs about people who didn't end up with their second love on third love too. You know what I mean? But
You got to keep going.
Yeah.
You cannot get
Yeah.
somebody special right now. You have to
Yeah.
keep
Oh
going.
my gosh.
Well, since you guys have guitars, Vanessa, hello.
Hi.
You're here too.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Since you guys, it's all about the music. Will you play a little something for us?
I will. My voice is very tired, but I'm gonna do it. We played our 100th show this year last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
how was
congratulations.
it? And right
Yeah.
in your hometown, right?
Right in my hometown.
That's crazy.
It was awesome. And I had a great time, and I don't know what else I was gonna say, but I said "and," so I felt like
Yeah,
hopefully
you
somebody would
enjoyed
come
it.
to
there's,
It's
a,
good.
there's a second part. Well, what are you going to play?
I'm gonna play my song "Devil Doesn't Bargain," but I'm gonna play probably 2 half steps down, so a whole step down.
Sweet.
Because wait, is there a capo in there, Vanessa?
I got a capo right here.
Oh, let's
Gee,
go.
he's rich on top of it.
I haven't warmed up my voice, also, just so you know.
Alex, like, your capo is not
I-
good enough.
I
for
wanted
mine.
to sleep for an extra.
I need mine.
I wanted to sleep for an extra 10 minutes, so I did. And I'll let you know if it was worth it or not after
All
this.
right. Just for people who are playing along at home, what are you tuning to?
What am I tuned to?
Yeah, what key are you in?
That's a great question. I'll tell you. I am in
Sounds
I
like
don't-
G.
G, A. I don't even know. G, A, B flat, minor.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's a beautiful key.
That makes everything. All the minor keys are sexy.
It's useless, don't do this, it's hubris to try. He's ruthless, you knew this, I told you, didn't I? He's abusive, elusive, the truth is he lies. I know you don't want to let go. And just like before, I can see that you're sure you can change him, but I know you won't. The devil doesn't bargain, he'll only break your heart again. It isn't worth it, darling, he's never gonna change. He'll never be Prince Charming, he'll only do you harm again. I don't mean a medal, but the devil doesn't settle. No, the devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. I'm not one to lecture, talk down to a friend. I don't mean to pressure, mean to condescend, but I just want what's best for you in the end. I know you don't want to let go. And just like before, I can see that you're sure you can change him, but I know you won't. The devil doesn't bargain, he'll only break your heart again. It isn't worth it, darling, he's never gonna change. He'll never be Prince Charming, he'll only do you harm again. I don't mean to meddle, but the devil doesn't settle. No, devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. And I know you think he'll change this time. everything that you will find. The devil doesn't bargain, he'll only break your heart again. It isn't worth it, darling. He's never gonna change. He'll never be Prince Charming. He'll only do you harm again. I don't mean to meddle, but the devil doesn't settle. No, the devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. The devil doesn't bargain. See?
Wow.
And that's tuned down. My God, you sing that higher?
I sing it much higher, and every time I do it, I realize it's a mistake.
Like, so now when you go out live, you go out that high?
That's how I know that a song is unfortunately going to be my popular one, is when it's really hard to sing. All the ones that are really hard to sing are the ones that people want to hear.
That's amazing. And
Well-
so what's the devil doesn't bargain? What you're talking about, you're kind of like sad about another relationship. You're kind of giving advice.
It's about a few things. So it's like it could be, it's advice someone's given to me and advice that I've also given to someone else. But also when I wrote it about my record label.
So it could be about a bunch of things.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it could be about a platonic relationship or a business relationship, or like that. Sometimes that relationship is heartbreaking to me because you either do or you don't get the things that you want. I think sometimes as an artist, like, it's easy to forget that the relationships that you have with people, like, I don't know, when you have a business relationship, sometimes it's hard to not get emotional about it, even though you're not supposed to. And then also, at the time I had a friend who was in a relationship with somebody who I felt like wasn't, or they knew wasn't really like, they weren't giving them what they needed, and they weren't willing to compromise. And sometimes you have to remind a friend, like, hey, it's not going to change. You keep going back, but then you're going to have to sort of, a relationship's about a give and take. Both parties have to get some of the things they want, some of the things they don't want. And when it's all in one person's favor, it's not good for anyone.
And have you been like in a place in your world where your own song has come back and taught you that lesson?
I mean, it's a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. Yeah. So yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's taught me the lesson. I would make the same mistakes over and over and over again.
And how do people, Alec Benjamin, find about where you're going to be on tour, where they can see you?
Just my website, just alecbenjamin.com, or my Instagram or whatever. And I'm that's yes.
What about your TikTok? Your TikTok's huge with 4 million.
Yeah. I embarrass myself a lot on TikTok.
I love the TikTok.
I struggle with TikTok. It's
Why?
well, I think why? For a multitude of reasons, but I think why? Well,
It was a good open probe, don't you think?
it's hard. Why do I struggle with it? I struggle with it because I like to make music,
Yeah.
not TikToks.
Are you
know?
talking? Are you
Yeah.
talking about it from like a Halsey point of view, where it's like, remember she wanted her song out, and her record company said, "Where's the TikTok dance that goes with it?" And she
Yeah.
just wanted to put the song out because it's a good song.
Right.
And so, are you talking about it from that point of view, or am I
Well-
leading you down that path?
No, from that point of view, I suppose that's frustrating. And also, I don't know. I just, like, social media can impact your brain in a lot of different ways, and it's like a slot machine, especially the way that it's set up with the
Yeah.
views. Like when something goes viral and you keep just pulling it down and
Yep.
to see like what the numbers are to get that dopamine hit.
4 million people, you got to be doing something right.
I guess. I mean, or something really wrong, and everyone wants to watch me fail, and they want to
I
watch
don't
me
think
fall
that's it.
apart. People like to watch other people combust on the internet.
That's true,
know?
but you're not that guy. We're still rooting for you. You
Well, I am
haven't-
sometimes the guy that likes to watch other people do crazy stuff. So, yeah.
Well, it's really awesome to have you in here. I'm really excited about the new song. It's always good when you, sir, are making music because you are one of our finest songwriters.
Well, thank you for supporting me, and also thank you for being one of the first places to play my music, and for for embracing me so early on. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you as a human being, and it means a lot to me that you guys are having me here. Especially like coming back to I grew up listening to you guys, so it's like to be in the radio station with you is like if you would have told me that when I was in high school or whatever, like that I'd be here, I wouldn't believe you. So here we are.
I mean, that talent is going to go somewhere.
I appreciate it.
You are you're breathing very rare air that
Thank
you can write, you can sing it, you can perform it, like you got it all. So
thank you.
much more success to you.
Appreciate it.
We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Alec Benjamin, everyone.